Tatse, Mike Warden si kason Jeff Powell First Nation se namtatagaw CP 3D8. Nutawi na naskuman yugisagaw kami mina tatugisagaw tinigan. Mina piago kapag situtan tapisitos kauya. Kakuin stuhtama kum tansis kakui paspisyo ya kum aksung kanu chigoya. Mina naimista mo ako kay sino ako kaksiyogam ko kaya to, takumaya to, tagiwi to, kakiyaw. Min ayok se nutawi ay.
We would like to begin by acknowledging the Indigenous peoples of all the lands that we are on today. While we meet today on a virtual platform, we would like to take a moment to acknowledge the importance of the land, which we each call home. We do this to reaffirm our commitment and responsibility in improving relationships between nations and to improving our own understanding of local Indigenous peoples and their cultures. From coast to coast to coast, we acknowledge the ancestral and unceded territory of all the Inuit, Métis, and First Nations people that call this nation home. Please join me in a moment of reflection to acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past and to consider how we are and can each, in our own way, try to move forward in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration.
Hello, my name is Christian Lewis Harewood, and I'm with LiveScan to announce the winner of the Educator of the Year award. The winner of this award must demonstrate that they continuously strive to improve the quality of diabetes education and are current in their knowledge and skills, among many other things. The winner has worked in diabetes for several years, and along with working on the front lines, has been on many committees, published many papers, conducted countless education sessions at conferences and meetings, and is an influencer and strong voice in the diabetes community. She teaches, she volunteers, and is certified as a pump trainer, diabetes educator, geriatric pharmacist, and a respiratory educator. Basically, she does everything, and she is phenomenal. LiveScan is proud to present the award for Educator of the Year to Susie Jin, who I'm sure you will agree is more than worthy of this award. Join us at LiveScan in celebrating her on this win. Thank you.
This is how I feel about being awarded the 2021 Educator of the Year award. Because I value and hold my diabetes educator colleagues in such high esteem that to be considered a winner amongst you has rendered me speechless, which many of you know never happens. My journey with Diabetes Canada began several decades ago with an email from Laurie Berard. I was already a member of Diabetes Canada, but it all began with her 2-sentence email that read, "You're good with money. Can you run for treasurer on the National Professional Section Executive?" which was DES back then. I didn't have the heart to tell her that I'm actually not good with money. But I jumped at the opportunity to be part of something because I felt needed. And what I learned from this one email was the power of reaching out and engaging people. Laurie and so many others like Alice Chang and Catherine Yu developed my confidence in what I could contribute. And then they supported me so I could contribute more. I would like to thank my sweet hubby and kids. It was because of them that I first wrote the CDE exam, as much as I always find a way to embarrass them. It was in wanting them to be proud of me that I pushed myself to do something uncomfortable. And writing the CDE exam is always uncomfortable. So I encourage us all to find a reason to push ourselves to venture out of our comfort zone, because it's this push that changes everything. I wish I could name all the people who have, through their selfless acts allowed me to grow my potential. But the list is too long. A person like me doesn't get where I am today without a lot of help from my friends. I've put together a slideshow to say thank you. It's not complete. There are several people with whom I have not as yet got a pick. All I can do is promise to continue to learn from you and to pass on your kindness. So until I can thank you in person, be well and know that
you're the reason for anything that lasts, every second chance, every life. Life is so sweet. You're the reason for every good thing, every good thing, every good thing, every good thing. You're the reason for every good thing, every good thing, every good thing, every good thing. You're the reason for. It's our family, it's our friends, it's the feeling that I get when I see my children smile. You're the reason for this life, everything we love. It's you loving us, you're loving us. You're the reason for every day we get to breathe. You're the reason for anything that lasts, every second chance, every life. Life is so sweet. You're the reason for every good thing, every good thing, every good thing, every good thing. You're the reason for every good thing, every good thing, every good thing, every good thing. You are here in every moment, and I know that you're every good thing. You are here in every moment, and I know that you're the reason for.
Hello, my name is Christika Lewis Harewood, and I'm with LifeScan to announce the winner of the Chapter of the Year award. This award recognizes the chapter that demonstrates initiative and innovation in the dissemination and implementation of the current clinical practice guidelines. With projects involving getting increased attention to hypoglycemia and treatment for T1D and T2D, clinical practice guideline discussions with OBGYNs regarding low carbs in pregnancy, and promoting the new Canadian Diabetes Prevention Program, you will agree that this chapter is small but mighty. Join LifeScan in congratulating the Northeast chapter of British Columbia as this year's winner for the Chapter of the Year award. Thank you.
Greetings from Central Interior of British Columbia. Hi, I am Louise Lefebvre, Chair of the Northeast BC chapter. And on behalf of the chapter executive and our members, we are honored to accept the Chapter of the Year award. Sincere thanks to the awards committee. Our Northeast chapter was formed in 2000. We span about 600 kilometers, and our chapter is small, but we are resilient.
Absolutely, and my name is Tara Clausen. I'm also a member of the executive. And through COVID, we have learned how to connect better virtually, which has helped our small but wide, far distance chapter network. And we hope to continue our networking, and we send our thanks. Thank you so much for this honor.
Dear colleagues, my name is Ariane Godbout, and as the chair of the Canadian Diabetes and Pregnancy Study Group, I'm very honored today to present the CanDips Award. This award recognizes this year the work of a physician who has demonstrated sustained contribution in the field of diabetes and pregnancy. So the 2021 winner of the CanDip Award is Dr. Erin Kelly. Dr. Kelly is an endocrinologist at the Ottawa Hospital and a full professor at the University of Ottawa Department of Medicine. Dr. Kelly is also a renowned clinician researcher with research interests in obstetric medicine with a focus on the postpartum management of women with GDM. She has numerous grants and publications in the area and was one of the past chair of the CANDIPS. Finally, above all that, Erin is a very welcoming person, generous of her time and her teaching, and an inspiring model for many of us. So from all the CANDIPS members and the professional in the field, thank you so much for all your work, Erin, and congratulations.
Hi, thanks so much for this wonderful award from the Diabetes and Pregnancy Interest Group. As the mother of 4 kids, I've always been an expert in unplanned pregnancies, but it was through the mentorship of Dr. Peter Garner that I developed my expertise in diabetes and pregnancy. When I first arrived in Ottawa, we started a randomized controlled trial looking at glucose control in gestational diabetes and impact on obstetrical outcomes. In those days, women did a capillary glucose check and then looked at the color of the stick and compared it to the side of the bottle to give them a range of what the glucose level was. That was the best we could do back then. We're also part of the first randomized controlled trial looking at aspirin in pregnancy called the CLASP trial and its impact on preventing preeclampsia. Fast forward 30 years, and we now have amazing technology for glucose measurement and insulin delivery, and aspirin is now part of the Diabetes Canada Diabetes and Pregnancy Guidelines. I must say, being part of the last 2 clinical practice guidelines for pregnancy has been a highlight of my career. The passion of my co-authors is second to none, and I learned so much from them, so thank you. In the past 18 months, care has certainly changed everywhere. I work with an amazing group of physicians, nurses, and dietitians who rose to that challenge to provide virtual care for our women with diabetes, and I thank them for that. And lastly, for any of you, especially more junior folks who have an interest in diabetes and pregnancy, please get involved in the Diabetes and Pregnancy Interest Group. It's an amazing community of practice of providers with passion for providing this care, educational opportunities, and research opportunities. So please consider getting involved. Thanks again for this tremendous recognition.
I'd like to thank the Certified Diabetes Educator Certification Board for recognizing the work and dedication that certified diabetes educators do to deliver care for those people living with diabetes through this award. I'm very honored to have been chosen as the award recipient for this year, and I'd like to thank the educators who provided my nomination letters. I feel very fortunate that I get to go to work and volunteer for those living with diabetes, and I hope to continue this for many years to come. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alice Chang, endocrinologist from the Toronto area and outgoing chair of the professional section for Diabetes Canada. And it is my absolute honor today to be presenting to you this year's winner of the Gerald S. Wong Award that is bestowed upon a physician in recognition of long-standing significant contributions to the diabetes community. And this year's winner is my friend and colleague, Dr. Ronald Goldenberg from the Toronto area. This is in recognition of Ron's over 30-year contribution to the diabetes community, not just as a fantastic clinician, but also as an investigator and researcher in numerous clinical trials that have shaped how we manage diabetes, but also his incredible contribution to the clinical practice guidelines for the last number of iterations, taking multiple leadership roles that have also shaped how we manage diabetes, not just in Canada, but beyond the borders of Canada. So thank you very much, Ron, for your incredible contributions to the diabetes community, and congratulations for winning this year's Gerald S. Wong Award.
Hi, everyone. I'm so honored and really humbled to receive the Gerald S. Wong Service Award. Gerald Wong was an inspiration to all of us who had the privilege to learn from him. And for me to be bestowed an award in his name is really, really gratifying. There are so many people to thank, all of whom have contributed in some way to my career spanning over 30 years, really my journey in the field of diabetes. And so they're my colleagues, especially peer endocrinologists, my teachers, and also the primary care providers I have worked with to provide shared care over the years. Of course, there's the multitude of healthcare providers, especially nurse educators, dietitians, and pharmacists that have looked after my patients over the years. Special thanks to the administrative staff in our clinic who really have allowed me to work both effectively and efficiently over the years. Of course, all the support from friends and family, but probably of top importance, I'd like to send out a special thank you to all of my patients who I continue to learn from on a daily basis regarding the practice of diabetes care. So after 30 years, I've come to learn many things in the field of diabetes, and really of top importance is the joy of providing diabetes service. Learning on a daily basis, especially from my colleagues and my patients, allows me to maintain ongoing interest in the field. Over the years, getting involved in Diabetes Canada, in clinical research and academic writing added variety and kept up my interest. And I certainly encourage anyone involved in diabetes to get involved in a variety of areas. And finally, and most importantly, a special thank you to Diabetes Canada, the awards committee for selecting me for this award, my colleagues that nominated me for this award. And I wish all of you a successful Diabetes Canada annual meeting, and hope to meet you all live at next year's meeting. Thanks again.
Hello, I'm Heather Loughnane, President of the Canadian Society of Endocrinology and Metabolism. I'm very happy to present the Dr. Harvey Guida Educator of the Year Award to Dr. Jeremy Gilbert, endocrinologist at the University of Toronto. Dr. Gilbert is an active CSEM member serving on council and various committees, leading and presenting regularly at CPD sessions, and acting previously as faculty advisor to our endocrine residence course. At the University of Toronto, he is an enthusiastic, collaborative, and dedicated teacher who encourages interactive learning. He has won numerous local teaching awards. Congratulations, Jeremy.
I would like to thank the CSEM and the award committee chaired by Dr. Stephanie Kaiser for this prestigious award. In particular, I would like to acknowledge Dr. Loughnane and the Senior Council of CSEM for their hard work and outstanding contributions to endocrinology in Canada. I'm particularly proud of the great educational endeavors that this organization conducts with residents, their strong advocacy work, and excellent knowledge translation activities, to name a few. Behind every great organization lies great administration. It is a pleasure and honor to work with Anika and Pam at the CSEM, who demonstrate true administrative leadership. Before I continue, let me describe where my affiliation with the CSEM began. I owe a great deal of gratitude to Larry Leader for involving me in the CSEM as a junior staff member and encouraging me to become the faculty advisor for the residents at the CSEM. In order to receive an education award, a lot of factors need to be in place, and I would like to acknowledge the people who helped me to win this award. First, I would like to thank the great educators and mentors who have helped shape my career as a clinical teacher in endocrinology and metabolism. These include Drs. Jay Silverberg, Ivy Fettis, Jeanette Gogan, Kathy Kelly, Gary Lewis, Bernie Zinman, and Bob Joss, amongst many others. And apologies for anyone I may have missed. Education occurs in many formats and at different levels. To that end, I would like to thank great leaders in CME like Ron Goldenberg and Alice Chang, who are true master teachers and have helped me to improve my ability to teach. A special thank you to Rob Silver, who I learned so many teaching skills from and who has been a continuous support of my career development. Also, I would like to thank my colleagues at Sunnybrook Health Science Center, especially its leader, Dr. Beju Shah, for creating such a wonderful learning environment. This award would not be possible without my nomination by Dr. Jackie James, who is an outstanding endocrinologist, educator, role model physician, and all-around great human being. Thank you for your support, mentorship, and belief in me. Another critical factor to being a great educator is having great students and learners. I would like to give a shout out to all the medical students, residents, and endocrinology trainees with whom I have worked. My passion for education has been enhanced by your joy in my teaching and your facial expressions when you learn something that is so impactful and meaningful. Finally, I would like to thank my parents for instilling in me the value of education and their ongoing love and support. All of my work in endocrinology and my entire career would not have happened without the care of my loving wife and children, who allow me to pursue my passion in education, in endocrinology, and metabolism. Thank you again.
Hello, I'm Heather Loughnane, President of the Canadian Society of Endocrinology and Metabolism. I'm extremely pleased to present the Dr. Robert Volpe Distinguished Service Award to Dr. Dan Metzger, Pediatric Endocrinologist at the University of British Columbia. Dr. Metzger is a highly engaged CSEM member, volunteering countless hours on council and committees, and as our webmaster extraordinaire. We also recognize him for his advocacy work with the Addison Society, transgender outreach, and pediatric medicine, especially type 1 diabetes. Dan is a great collaborator, mentor, volunteer, advocate, and friend of CSEM. Congratulations, Dr. Metzger.
I'm Laz Boros, President of the Thyroid Foundation of Canada. The Thyroid Foundation of Canada and the Canadian Society of Endocrinology and Metabolism have partnered together to establish a grant to support research in the area of thyroid disease that impacts patient care. On behalf of the Thyroid Foundation of Canada and CSAM's Awards Committee, I am happy to announce that this inaugural grant will be going to Dr. Ralph Paschke for his work on the classification of thyroid tumors. The aim of this research project is to improve the detection of thyroid cancer tumors while reducing the frequency of unnecessary diagnostic surgeries for patients. Accepting the award on Dr. Paschke's behalf is Paul Stewardson, PhD candidate, who is an integral part of this research team. We look forward to hearing about the project. Starting this year, the Thyroid Foundation will provide $50,000 annual grants for thyroid research. As one of our main goals is to support research, we hope that this annual grant will generate continued interest into research for thyroid disease in Canada.
Hello, my name is Paul Stewardson, and it is with great pleasure that I am here on behalf of Dr. Ralph Paschke, who is honored to receive the Thyroid Foundation of Canada 2021 Research Award. A big thank you to Mr. Boros and every member and volunteer who makes up the Thyroid Foundation of Canada. We are humbled by your support. We would like to thank Dr. Kaiser and the whole CSEM Awards Committee for your confidence in our project. Dr. Paschke's tireless clinical and research work has made Calgary a unique setting in which to conduct research and improve thyroid nodule diagnosis and thyroid cancer treatment. The groundwork for this project has been laid through the introduction of guidelines-based ultrasound malignancy risk assessments, determination of the local risk of malignancy in each cytology category, creation and implementation of ThyroSpec, Canada's first thyroid cancer molecular diagnostic test, design and implementation of a local referral pathway, and the creation of a tumor board that discusses every single thyroid cancer case in Calgary. With these crucial planks in place, the integrated pathway is now ready to be evaluated systematically. Through this project, we will create a comprehensive database of consecutive indeterminate thyroid nodules with all pertinent clinical data, including genetic alterations, providing a rich data set from which to calculate the incremental accuracy of each diagnostic intervention with sufficient granularity to identify any remaining clinical gaps which will be addressed in real time as this project progresses. I personally have been privileged to work in Dr. Pashka's lab since 2017, and I'm thrilled to see the efforts of many brilliant scientists and clinicians, such as Dr. Marcus Eslinger and Dr. Musa Khalil, come to fruition in this comprehensive analysis of the state of the local diagnostic pathway that will illuminate the progress made to date and opportunities for further optimization. Thank you again to the Thyroid Foundation of Canada. Through our shared mission, we will bring the best medical care to thyroid patients.
The annual Memorial Brian Dufton Award recognizes an outstanding original manuscript published in the Canadian Journal of Diabetes in the previous calendar year. It is named in honor of Brian Dufton, a clinical psychologist who made many contributions to diabetes care and support in Canada. I'm pleased to announce that this year's award goes to Dr. Marisa Creatore for her article entitled A Population-Based Study of Diabetes Incidence by Ethnicity and Age, Support for the Development of Ethnic-Specific Prevention Strategies. I congratulate Dr. Creatore, along with her co-authors Gillian Booth, Douglas Manuel, Rahim Moinadin, and Richard Glazier.
Good morning. My name is Marisa Creatore, and I'm speaking to you from my home in Toronto, located on the traditional lands of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples. I would like to sincerely thank the Diabetes Canada Deliberating Committee that chose our paper, A Population-Based Study of Diabetes Incidence by Ethnicity and Age, Support for the Development of Ethnic-Specific Prevention Strategies, as the winner of the Diabetes Canada 2021 Brian Dufton Memorial Manuscript Award. Of course, I'd like to thank and acknowledge my co-authors, Drs. Gillian Booth, Richard Glazier, Doug Manuel, and Rahim Moinadin. I also want to acknowledge that our paper used data from the Institute for Clinical Evaluative Sciences in Toronto. I believe that studies such as ours highlight the importance of places such as the ICES that make robust, timely, population-based data available for research and for decision-making. Finally, I would like to thank the Canadian Diabetes Association itself for giving us this award. Although it focuses on diabetes screening, the core message of this paper is ultimately about health equity and highlighting the role that practitioners, researchers, policymakers, and the health system in general can play in trying to prevent, or at least to mitigate, against health inequities. As we know, these inequities have only been amplified due to the COVID pandemic over the past 18 months. So again, a final thank you to the CDA for recognizing this paper and the opportunity it may provide to help inform more equitable policies and practice.
I would like to begin by acknowledging that the land on which I'm coming to you today is traditional and unceded territory of the Algonquin Anishinaabe people. As we are gathering virtually from coast to coast to coast, we would like to acknowledge the ancestral and unceded territory of all Inuit, Métis, and First Nations people.
We would also like to take a moment to remember Myrtella Hodge, who supported Diabetes Canada and many of us as Canadian diabetes researchers with her generosity and service. She was a mother, grandmother, sister, auntie, colleague, and friend to many. She was taken too soon and will be greatly missed.
It gives me great pleasure to announce that this year's recipient of the prestigious Diabetes Canada CIHR INMD Early Career Researcher Partnership Award is Dr. Frances Lin from the University of British Columbia. This award is given annually to a scientist who demonstrates exceptional contributions to furthering our understanding of the initiation and progression of diabetes. The award also honors service to Diabetes Canada.
In his PhD work conducted under the supervision of Dr. Ray Pedersen at the University of British Columbia, Dr. Lin defined aspects of the molecular pathways involved in the regulation and sensitization of the incretin GIP receptor. Dr. Lin's postdoctoral work with Dr. Mike German at the University of California, San Francisco, provided important insight into beta cell development and function, including the role of microRNAs in islet formation.
I was delighted to recruit Frances back to UBC and the BC Children's Hospital Research Institute in 2009, where he established an innovative research program in islet biology and regenerative medicine, recruiting outstanding trainees and attracting funding from multiple agencies, including 2 successful team grants, bringing together diverse researchers from across the country. Francis has demonstrated exceptional innovation, productivity, and leadership. He is committed to creating a diabetes research environment in which trainees flourish and the work of his colleagues is magnified. He's adapted exciting new technologies in stem cell biology, transcriptomics, and gene editing to his research. He's generous in sharing his expertise and resources with colleagues. He was recently appointed as the new director of the Childhood Diabetes Labs at BC Children's Hospital.
Dr. Lin's innovative research in regenerative medicine and stem cell biology has enriched our understanding of beta cell development and function and how we may generate better human beta cells from stem cells for replacement therapy in diabetes. He's provided new insight into how cell cycle dynamics regulate beta cell differentiation and the role of transcription factors in beta cell development and function.
Dr. Francis Lin is a rising star in diabetes research in Canada and internationally. He is a highly deserving recipient of the Diabetes Canada CIHR INMD Early Career Researcher Partnership Award. And we congratulate Francis on this tremendous honor and look forward to hearing his lecture.
I became interested in medicine and medical research when my grandmother was diagnosed with diabetes. During my undergrad, I was set on becoming an ophthalmologist, but an honors undergraduate research thesis with an outstanding mentor and now friend, Ray Peterson, convinced me that beta cells were more interesting. I completed my doctorate with Ray alongside and in collaboration with the dream team of grad students that were in the lab at the time. This environment instilled in me the understanding that science is done more effectively and with more joy as a team. Following my PhD, I continued my learning journey as a postdoctoral scholar at UCSF. Another outstanding mentor, Mike German, allowed me to do science in a similar manner, and many fruitful collaborations and great friendships were built during my time in San Francisco. My own independent research program is focused on furthering our understanding of how the insulin-producing pancreatic beta cell forms during embryonic development and how it functions after birth. The ultimate goal of this research is to be able to generate large numbers of functional insulin-producing cells from stem cells, which could be used to help those with diabetes. This quest has been supported by outstanding mentors, great collaborators, a nurturing environment at BC Children's Hospital Research Institute, and generous funding from Diabetes Canada, the CIHR, the Stem Cell Network, the Michael Smith Foundation for Health Research, and the JDRF. I'm thrilled to accept this award on behalf of the lab members who have worked tirelessly to make my lab a happy and productive place. I'm grateful to Erin Mulvihill, Jenny Bruin, Rob Screeton, and Bruce Verschere for nominating me for this award, and I am humbled that the awards committee has chosen me as the recipient of this award on this very special year where we're celebrating the centennial of a huge milestone in islet biology. I'm thankful to my family for the enduring support through the trials and tribulations as an early career researcher. And finally, I'd like to thank Diabetes Canada and the CIHR for continuing to recognize young and not so young Canadian researchers who are working towards ending diabetes.
Hello, and welcome to the 2021 Diabetes Canada Lifetime Achievement Award Lecture. My name is Kathy Chan, and I'm from the University of Alberta. On behalf of my co-nominator, Christine Doucette from the University of Manitoba, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Dr. Mary Ellen Harper from the University of Ottawa. Mary Ellen is a world-leading self-proclaimed mitochondriac. The mitochondrion is the little engine of the cell that transforms the food we eat into the energy and heat needed for mammalian life. Early in her career, she made major contributions to our understanding of mitochondrial uncoupling proteins. At the time, the only known UCP resided in brown adipose tissue. Since BAT wasn't detected in humans, it was more of a curiosity than anything. Fast forward to the late 1990s, Mary Ellen was co-author on a Nature paper cited more than 1,300 times, reporting that uncoupling protein 1 knockout mice were protected from obesity, which led to identification of additional UCPs, importantly in multiple human tissues. Mary Ellen's translational work began in a diabetes paper published in 2002, which showed that women with obesity who were resistant to weight loss had reduced expression of uncoupling protein 3 in skeletal muscle, establishing UCP3 and later other genes as potential regulators of body weight in humans. Thus, Mary Ellen's world-leading body of work over the past 25 years has laid foundational understanding of how mitochondrial function and dysfunction contribute to insulin resistance, obesity, and diabetes development. As brilliant a scientist as Mary Ellen is, it can't compare to her exceptional contributions as a mentor and friend. Christine wrote, "I was not even her trainee, and she consistently provided me with guidance and career advice. I recall a long chat at a Keystone conference where she discussed helpful tips on how to secure a faculty position and balance family life. Thus, it's no surprise that the majority of her trainees stayed in science or that she serves as director of an interdisciplinary international graduate student training program called Matrix. It's my honor to present to you Dr. Mary Ellen Harper."
Thank you very much, Diabetes Canada, for this award. It's a great honor, and it's humbling knowing that there are many exceptional diabetes researchers across Canada. And thank you to those who submitted the nomination. While this is a Lifetime Achievement Award, there is still much more that I would like to contribute to in diabetes research, and this award really is inspiring. As a senior researcher and professor, I realize even more now than I did before that our individual careers aren't particularly long. They pass by very quickly. It's also a reminder of the urgency for advances in diabetes research, building on the discoveries of our mentors and diabetes researchers who came before us. We're in the centenary year of the groundbreaking, truly revolutionary discovery of insulin by Canadian researchers. The discovery by Banting, Best, Collip, and MacLeod also reminds us of the potential and the power of collaboration, because it was only through their unique and highly complementary knowledge and skills that the discovery was possible. While recent years have seen great improvements in the treatment of diabetes, much more research is needed. We all have family and friends who suffer with diabetes. And given that 1 in 3 Canadians currently lives with diabetes or prediabetes, we urgently need solutions. Solutions that require people working together, clinicians, basic scientists, allied health professionals, school teachers, city planners, politicians, and the list goes on. I've been a professor at the University of Ottawa's Faculty of Medicine for 26 years now, and the teaching and training of the next generation of researchers is something that is extremely important to me. Many of these amazing students and postdoctoral fellows have gone on to establish their own research careers. Many others have gone on to careers in medicine and the health sciences. I'm very proud of their accomplishments, and I hope that they make great progress in research and in the care of those afflicted with diabetes. The research by my lab team has greatly benefited from collaborations locally, nationally, and internationally. We focus on mitochondrial energetics. Mitochondria in cells throughout the body are charged with the task of balancing energetic efficiency and metabolic health in oxidizing or burning the energy within sugars, lipids, and proteins. In diabetes, these processes become disordered, and our research aims to figure out how these processes go awry so that we can prevent or treat the problems. We also look at factors that contribute to inter-individual variability and risk, particularly in adults with obesity. I can't say enough about the importance of our collaborations, especially with clinicians, Drs. Ruth McPherson and Robert Dent at the Ottawa Heart Institute and the Ottawa Hospital. With them, we've been able to pursue many translational research projects with patients, and the participation of these patients and other research volunteers has been truly incredible, and we're extremely grateful. So in closing, thank you very much again, Diabetes Canada, and I look forward to the annual professional conference.